Let's talk a little bit about proper versus improper lash placement. Here I have two examples of extensions that have been placed. From an overhead shot, it looks like the lashes have been placed properly, but when you take a look from the side, you can actually see that this one here, the base is a little bit lifted. So when your client goes to brush through their lashes or when they go to do a lash bath, this lash will pop off super easily, which will of course result in poor retention. So today I'm going to share with you some tips for how to get the best lash placement so that you can have bomb retention. So as you can see today, I'm working on my client, Manny, and Manny is as close to me as possible. This really helps me get a much better view so that I can see exactly what I'm doing and I'm not having to reach over. So if Manny was further down the bed, I would be leaning over and it would be much harder to see the lash line. So don't be afraid to get your clients to scooch up a little bit so that you can see the lashes much better. Next, you want to make sure you have good lighting. It's great to have two for both sides of your lash bed. However, one will do the trick, and this just really helps with seeing those lashes a lot better, and especially for those finer baby lashes that can sometimes get in the way. Next, you want to make sure that your bed is elevated and that your chair is adjusted so that you're sitting close enough to the face. You can ask your client to tilt their chin back if that helps as well so that you can see the lash line. Here I have a couple examples of different natural lash lifts. Our goal when placing our extension is to adjust our angle to fit the tilt of the natural lash so we can get the perfect bond. So in order to do that, I'm going to take my extension and just hover it over the natural lash. If I was working on a curly lash like this, I want to make sure that my angle is right. So you want to adjust the rotation of your wrist so that you can perfectly line up your extension with the base of the natural lash. So a great way to begin practicing this is by taking a look from the side, making sure that the extension is flush with that natural lash, and then slowly placing like so. So it's all about adjusting your wrist depending on the natural lash that you're working on and the extension that you're placing. So today I'm working with C curl for my extensions. And here we have a B curl. So I want to make sure that my wrist is angled perfectly, because if I come in on an extreme angle like I did with the curly lash, then we wouldn't get enough contact with the natural lash. We want to make sure that the base gets at least 2 millimeters of contact to get the best retention. So again, if I come in on a more extreme angle in place, then we won't get that 2 millimeters of contact. So you want to make sure that your wrist is more relaxed and placed like so. You also want to make sure that you're using your hands for stability. So by placing my hands on my client's face, this really helps when I'm applying my lashes so that my hands aren't shaking and it's easier for me to line up my extension. Don't be afraid to move your client's head from side to side. This way you get a much better view so that you can perfectly see if the extension is flush with the natural lash. That wraps up today's video. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments below. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Thanks for watching.